Broke? 4 money mistakes keeping you trapped. Fix this now. Money. Look, we all want it. But for most of us, money is a source of stress, anxiety, and sleepless nights. I mean, 69% of adults worldwide have zero emergency savings and are living paycheck to paycheck. That means almost 7 out of 10 people could be completely wiped out by just one unexpected expense. And it gets worse. Over 40% of young adults are already drowning in debt before their careers even start. Now you might be thinking, Graham, I make good money. But guess what? 60% of people making over $100,000 are still living paycheck to paycheck. So clearly it's not just about how much you earn, it's about what you do with it. Today, we're diving deep into the 4 most common money mistakes that are keeping you stuck in a cycle of debt and financial anxiety. We're going to follow 4 real people, Aisha, Carlos, Raj, and Emily, as they navigate these exact problems, and some will break free while others fall deeper into the trap. Stick around to the end of the video, because I'm going to give you actionable steps you can take to escape your own money traps so you can start building real wealth. Okay, meet Aisha. She loves the finer things in life, we all do, right? But for Aisha, that means constantly chasing the next dopamine hit from buying luxury clothes, shoes, handbags, you name it, she's got it. Every month, Aisha tells herself this is the month she'll finally stick to her budget. But those promises are usually broken by the irresistible lure of a flash sale, or her favorite influencer telling her she the latest gadget. And you know what? It feels good in the moment, right? To treat yourself.
I deserve this, I work hard.
But what Aisha doesn't realize is that those treat-yourself moments are slowly but surely burying her under a mountain of debt. We see Aisha at the register, that familiar pang of guilt hitting her as she hands over her credit card for yet another purchase. But she silences that inner voice, justifying the purchase with a little whisper of, I deserve this. I work hard. But the numbers don't lie. Her credit card statement arrives. $8,450 in debt and climbing. To make matters worse, her phone buzzes with a notification. Your account balance is low. Aisha is trapped in a vicious cycle. She works to spend, and then she spends because she's stressed about working so much. It's exhausting just thinking about it. Later we find Aisha alone in her apartment. The lights are off, but not because she's enjoying a romantic night in. No, the bills are piling up and she can't even bear to look at them, let alone turn the lights on. The weight of her financial reality is crushing and she's overwhelmed. This, my friends, is what we call spend now, regret later. And trust me, the regret always comes. It always does. Next up we have Carlos. Carlos is a smart guy, an engineer actually, but even he's fallen into one of the biggest money traps out there, the debt cycle. He's got credit card debt, student loan debt, even dipped his toes into a car loan he couldn't quite afford. He tells himself he's got it under control, but the truth is, Carlos is barely staying afloat. He's constantly juggling due dates, trying to move money around to make the minimum payments. He's robbing Peter to pay Paul, and it's only a matter of time before the whole house of cards collapses.
Just one more loan to consolidate the debt and then I'll be good.
We see Carlos hunched over his computer, a notification flashing ominously on his screen. Your credit card is maxed out. Does he take this as a sign to stop spending? Unfortunately not. Instead, his finger hovers over a new loan application. He's thinking, just one more loan to consolidate the debt and then I'll be good. But here's the thing about debt. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon designed to make you trip and fall. Every time Carlos borrows more money, he digs that hole a little deeper. He's focused on the temporary relief of paying off one debt, but he's not addressing the root of the problem, his overspending. And that interest, man, it's like a monster lurking under the bed, slowly growing bigger and scarier every day. One minute it's a $20 interest charge, the next minute it's $120, eating away at any chance Carlos has of getting ahead. One day, Carlos's wife stumbles upon a mountain of unopened bills. A heated argument erupts, the weight of their financial problems finally bubbling to the surface. She storms out, leaving Carlos alone with his thoughts, his anxiety, and the crushing weight of his debt. Borrowing more is never the answer. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It might seem like a good idea at the time, but in the end, it'll only make things worse. Chapter 3. Raj, the fearful saver. Now let's meet Raj. Raj is the opposite of Aisha and Carlos. He's a saver through and through. He's been diligently putting money aside for years and he's got a decent nest egg saved up. Raj, as Raj. But here's the thing about me. I'm terrified of investing. I've heard all the horror stories about people losing their life savings in the stock market, and I'm convinced that if I invest my money, I'll lose it all. So where does Raj keep his hard-earned cash? You guessed it, sitting in a low-interest savings account, barely keeping up with inflation. We see Raj looking at his bank statement. On one hand, he's proud of himself for saving $50,000, but on the other hand, he can't shake the feeling that his money is just sitting there, not working for him. Raj. Meanwhile, the cost of living is skyrocketing. Rent is going up, groceries are getting more expensive, and don't even get me started on gas prices. Every day that my money sits idle, it loses a little bit of its purchasing power. One day at work, Raj overhears his colleagues talking excitedly about their investment portfolios. They're buzzing about the potential returns, and for a moment, Raj feels a pang of envy. He wants to be a part of the conversation, but his fear holds him back. Raj's fear is costing him money, potentially tens of thousands of dollars over his lifetime. He's so focused on the risk of losing that he's missing out on the potential rewards of investing. It's like refusing to leave the house because you're afraid of getting caught in the rain. Sure, you might stay dry, but you'll also miss out on all the sunshine. Chapter 4. Emily, the financially unaware. Last but not least, we have Emily. Emily is a college student, just starting out in the real world. She's got big dreams and even bigger spending habits. The problem is, Emily has no idea where her money is going. She's never tracked her spending, created a budget, or even checked her bank balance regularly. She just swipes her card and hopes for the best. Emily, I'm so excited to buy these concert tickets. We see Emily excitedly clicking buy on concert tickets, completely oblivious to the fact that she's about to overdraft her account. She's living in the moment, and who can blame her? She's young, carefree, and has her whole life ahead of her. But those carefree days come crashing down when her card is declined at the grocery store. Emily. Oh no, this isn't a concert ticket, this is food. People in line start to stare, and Emily feels her cheeks burning with shame. Emily's financial ignorance has finally caught up with her, and it's not a pretty sight. She's racking up overdraft fees, late payment charges, and her credit score is taking a nosedive. Emily's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of financial ignorance. It's not bliss, it's a one-way ticket to Deadville. In today's world, being financially illiterate is no longer an option. It's like trying to navigate a foreign country without a map or a way to communicate. Look, we've all made money mistakes, I know I have, but the good news is it's never too late to turn things around. The first step is awareness. Now that you've seen these common money traps in action, you can start to identify them in your own life. Now it's your turn to take action. I'm challenging you to track every single dollar you spend for the next 7 days. And I mean everything. That morning coffee, those impulse buys at the checkout counter, write it all down. You might be surprised by what you find. Once you've completed the challenge, come back here and comment, "I did it." Let's build a community of financially empowered individuals. Are you going to take control of your money, or are you going to let it control you? The choice is yours. Oh, and if you want more life-changing financial tips and tricks, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. Let's build that wealth together.